All right, it's now time for the GeoGeeks, our regular segment where we bring in a subject matter expert to tell us what's new and what's interesting in one of our core ArcGIS products.
Today we welcome Carson Smulders. He's a GIS support consultant with Esri Canada and also a great friend of mine. He's here with us to tell us all about what's going on in ArcGIS Online. So thanks for joining us today, Carson.
Thank you, guys. It's great to be here.
Carson and I went to Fleming College together and also started work at Esri on the very same day. So we've been together on the GIS journey for a long time. And I knew exactly who to call when we were looking for a GeoGeek for ArcGIS Online. Could you tell us a little bit about what it is that you like about ArcGIS Online? What makes you a geek for ArcGIS Online, Carson?
That's a good question, Maggie. I've been supporting ArcGIS Online for, I guess, almost 4 years now. One of the things I love about ArcGIS Online is just the ability to share geographic data widely. Some of our most popular apps have been shared around the world through ArcGIS Online. And I also love the living atlas that's part of ArcGIS Online. It's great to be able to access data from all over the world, authoritative data, and you can just log in, search for things, and you can browse literally countless data sets for free through ArcGIS Online.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of ArcGIS Online as well, for the exact same reasons. I just love that you could just share data really quickly and share it out to the masses. It's really cool. So speaking of ArcGIS Online, I know you've been working on this project, especially during the last few months when there's a number of wildfires that have popped up, especially around northern Alberta during the spring. And you were assigned to work with some dashboards to be able to inform the public about these wildfires while it's still in fire season. Maybe you can give us a little bit about how those apps in ArcGIS Online go viral that you've been working on.
Yeah, it's a great question. One of the great things, as I said, about ArcGIS Online is its ability to share geographic data widely. And in certain emergency management situations, like wildfires, geographic apps and data are really important for people. They're important to see where things like wildfires are, how close they are to people. It's a really important part of the emergency management strategy to be able to share data like this publicly. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today is how these apps actually go viral. What is the infrastructure involved behind the scenes that allows apps and dashboards that use geographic data in ArcGIS Online to go viral? It's a very cool system, and it allows people to access it stably. It allows people to see where things are happening. And it's a really cool part of the system as a whole.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of things people need to think about when an app might go viral. You know, the average dashboard isn't going to get hundreds of thousands of views in a day, but if you're working on something that has that potential to go viral, if you're working on something like these fire dashboards, are there any considerations that the user should keep in mind when they're configuring their applications?
Definitely. Let's dive a little bit, I guess, into how the infrastructure works and why configuring it in a certain way is really important. Just like anything, ArcGIS Online is built on top of a database, and a database has certain performance limitations. It has CPU, it has RAM, it has input-output limitations, and every request that gets sent from a client machine to the server, which is serving out your geographic data, takes up computational resources. So the idea is that you want to limit the amount of queries that are going to the database that's hosted in the cloud that's hosting your data. And in order to do that, ArcGIS Online uses a series of caches. And those caches mean that your request, the request that the public is sending for data to ArcGIS Online, those requests can hit the cache instead of hitting the database. So instead of taking up computational resources on the database and potentially causing performance issues, you can hit a cache. And the cache for viral apps, public viral apps, is called the CDN. It's the Content Delivery Network. And the Content Delivery Network allows your app to scale not just within a geographic region, but across the world. The content delivery network allows you to spread out your data to specific nodes, and wherever people are in the world, they will access the node that's closest to them. And so you want to maximize your application so that it's accessing that content delivery network. And without going too much more deeper into it, you can actually configure these in your hosted feature layer settings. You can say, how long do I want my content delivery network cache to last for? And the longer the cache lasts for, the better. It means that people are hitting the database less and your app becomes more scalable.
That's really interesting. I'm kind of drawing the parallels between the COVID dashboards that we had during the height of the pandemic and sort of the wildfire applications that you're working with now. So obviously sometimes these things really explode. They go viral really quickly. And what happens? Are there any options when there's an increase performance when an application does indeed go viral?
Yeah, the COVID dashboard, the Johns Hopkins COVID dashboard is a great example of a viral application that has millions, hundreds of millions of views. One thing that you can do if you do need increased performance in ArcGIS Online is there are actually different data store levels. I believe it goes all the way from the standard feature data store, which you get with a normal ArcGIS Online organization. And then there's premium feature data stores, which run from M1 all the way up to M4. And those data stores are actually dedicated data stores. So it's not a shared resource pool. And it allows you to increase your performance in ArcGIS Online. You have more database resources allocated to you. So if you are building an application that you think is going to go viral and you've got a large ArcGIS Online organization, and you have specific requirements for your application that prevent certain requests from being cacheable, it may be worth looking into a higher data store level.
Thanks so much for telling us about the data stores. It's something that I think a lot of people don't know about when it comes to ArcGIS Online. So it's really great to hear that it's an option for people when you are in a situation where you have all those requests coming in. And thanks again for just telling us a little bit more about what happens when apps go viral in ArcGIS Online. So it's been great having you with us today. Thank you for joining us, Carson, and we hope to have you back on the show very soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much, Carson. That was Carson Smulders, ArcGIS support consultant for Esri Canada, and he joined us today from Toronto.